Hey everybody, Foxy Games here. It may have been a while depending on how quickly I got the other videos edited, but welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. It's that time, everyone. It's time to head into a new expansion. It's time to go to Heavensward. No matter how long it takes, I have faith we will find the others. With Lady Yugiri's shinobi, Urianger's intelligence, and my versatility, there's nothing we cannot do. I like your spunk, Tataru. Coming to Ishgard.
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
That's a bad idea, Alphino.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchiffon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortan. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
Lord Orchiffon.
Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
As you can see, we have cut Foxy's hair.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here!
It's not the end, my friends. It's just a new beginning. Okay, I felt that the volume was a little bit low. I will be adjusting it as I go along, because it has been a while since I've recorded this game. I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the Gates of Judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor where we shall meet again. Until then. Oh, Lord Orchiffon, you saved our lives. It's a good thing we did all that carousing in Kurthus after all. So while we fly over to the Gates of Judgment, you guys may have noticed, I have a better microphone now. It's not the best, but it's way better than that shitty headset mic that I had. I was going to use this microphone with Audacity to have two separate audio channels, but that didn't work out so well. For reasons that I won't even bother to get into, honestly. It's just annoying. I'd rather not talk about it. Wards of House Fortan? Ah yes, you may pass. Proceed to Ishgard.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
What a great opening. I love it. What do our friends have to say? From afar, the spires do not seem so tall. Gods, I feel like a child in a giant's castle. Yeah. I mean, look at how huge this place is. We're pretty far away when we last looked at Ishgard in our little end card there. This place has definitely seen better days, though. Greetings, Mistress Games. On behalf of House Fortom, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you would all come with me. Absolutely. First, though, I think I'll go ahead and attune with the Etherite. There's still plenty of people here. There's a thing that you can do called Ishgard Restoration. It gives you crafting materials and other things that I'm not too into myself, but I know a lot of people who do it. And while I go ahead and take care of grabbing all of these Ethernet shards, let's talk about a few different things. For one, I really hope you guys enjoyed A Realm Reborn. I know it had a slow start. That's the majority of the complaints against that, against the base game, is that it starts really slow. It's one of the biggest barriers to entry in this game, honestly. but once you get decently into it, I feel like the story holds up. Even before you hit the really good parts, like with Shiva. But that's just me. Going back to technical things, I did say I didn't want to talk about it, but I figure I might as well explain. When I attempted to run Audacity and Open Broadcast, at the same time, I got some desync issues. I don't know if it's because I was in a high population area while in game, and as you guys have seen in my previous footage, something is bottlenecking my ability to record in really crowded areas. My computer is not the best, that is for sure. So, it could be that. Either way, recording on 2 separate channels, therefore, is not going to be possible for me. OBS can record 2 channels of audio, but HitFilm can't recognize them. At the very least, no way that I found. There's allegedly a way where you can copy your file, your audio, your recording file, and make one channel and one the other, but for some reason that does not work. Maybe I don't have an up-to-date version of HitFilm, or maybe I'm missing a plugin, I don't know. Either way, I'm not going to have the fine-tuned control of the audio that I would have wanted, but that's fine. It served me just as well. When I was recording Realm Reborn, I don't see any issues cropping up here. And while we're backtracking, let's backtrack a little more. I cut Foxy's hair. I think it looks nice when it's short. I did make mention of this, I believe, way early on, that I would change my character's appearance as I went on in the game. Did I get this one yet? I probably did. Yes. Based on what was happening, based on the passage of time, in this case, Foxy's a fugitive. She doesn't want to be recognized, so she cut her hair. And she's going to be getting new gear. She won't easily be recognized by her pursuers this way. It's just a little thing that I like to do. But isn't Ishgard beautiful, though? The slow falling snow, and just, I know the colors are all washed out. It's more drab. It's more neutral. But that only makes it more beautiful in kind of a depressing sort of way. Ishgard is a very serious place. It's very stiff. It's very adhering to its own rules. This is the place of knights fighting dragons, a place of faith. This is not a place of fun. It's not like Ul'dah, it's not like Gridania, it's not like Limsa Lominsa. It's a bit more like Mordona, in a way. Mordona's all work and no play. Same thing here. And like, oh, there we go. And like Mordona, Ishgard and Kurthus were affected by the calamity. If you can believe it, in 1.0, Kurthus was actually very green. The calamity caused climate shift. To look upon the splendor of these heights, one would little suspect the ruin wrought by the wyverns below. Is it just me, or is the air up here different? You can almost smell the wealth and power. God, it's making me feel faint. Yeah, wow, look at this guy. That mask is spoopy as fuck. Oh wait, that's not even a mask, it's face paint. Oh, there he goes. Anyway, Lord Orshfont. The warrior of light and her brave companions, walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fort Tom Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made. Fantastic.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortomp, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortomp, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortomp.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
That sounds like a good idea. And we have new music too. It's great. Alright, let's see what everybody has to say. Orshfont? So what do you think? Be honest, it's great, isn't it? I mean, it is pretty great. It's fancy, it's warm, it's inviting. Complete contrast to the snowy plains outside. So this is what the inside of the manor of a high house looks like. To think that Lord Orshfont was raised here. And he's none the worse for it, that's for sure. Count Edmund? As I said before, my home is your home. After all you've done on our behalf, it is the least I can offer. How about you, Artorel? Greetings, Scions, and welcome. We are honored by your presence. Oh, thank you. How about Emanolin? Is that how you'd say that name? They'll be whispering about you soon if they aren't already. The mysterious guests of House Fortomp or some such. Well, it can't be helped. How about you? Greetings, Mistress Games. How may I be of assistance? What do you do here? Me? Why, I am but a humble steward sworn to House Fortomp. I doubt you wish to hear of the minutiae of my duties. Simply put, at the behest of my lord the Count, I manage household affairs. I have served at his pleasure for more than 50 years, and by the Fury's grace I shall serve for 50 more. Tell me about House Fortomp. The origins of House Fortomp can be traced back to King Thordan and his Knights 12. Ours was one of the 4 founding houses of Ishgard. Accordingly, our interests extend far beyond the walls of the city proper. Camp Dragonhead, for instance, is our responsibility. As for the family, you have, of course, met my lord Count Edmund de Fortomp, who is the head of our house. His 2 sons, my lords Artorel and Emanolin, are next in line. May the Fury watch over and keep them from harm. And as for those sworn to House Fortomp, in addition to the knights, squires, and infantry, more than 100 craftsmen, retainers, and other servants possessed of notable skills are pledged to our service. Given our strong position, one might expect us to have no truck with foreign merchants and sellswords. However, nothing could be further from the truth. I should think that my lord the Count was quite clear on this point, but it was our hope that you and your allies would, by your deeds, help us to convince the other high houses of the wisdom in opening the gates of judgment to all, among other things. More than anything else, though, I suspect he saw in you potential. How about Ishgard? What can you tell me? More than 1,000 years ago, Halone appeared before King Thordan I and bade him lead his people to the Promised Land, to the lands we now call home. And so the king and his knights, 12, did as was commanded. They came to Kurthus and found a great kingdom in the Fury's name. But the great worm Nidhogg would not have it so. With hatred in his heart, Nidhogg sought out to King Thordan. In the ensuing battle, the king and half his knights were slain, but his son Haldreth rallied the others and drove back the fell beast. Thus did the war between our peoples begin, the war between dragon and man. For 1,000 years, Ishgard has stood against the Horde, and not once were our defenses breached, until the day Lady Iceheart's allies shattered our wards on the Steps of Faith. Though the wyverns were slain before they could breach our defenses here, those in Foundation were not so fortunate. Unarmed men, women, and even children were made to feel the Javanians' wrath. Walls can be rebuilt, but lives lost can never be reclaimed. My lord the Count knows this all too well. It sounds like this Count Edmund is actually a real good guy. A real people person, a real man's man, as you might say. Probably not like the other high houses. How about you? It is an honor to have you with us, Mistress Games. Okay, you have nothing to tell me. Alphino, what shall we do? Ah, gear. It's not as good, though. What does it look like? Oh god, it looks derpy. We're not going to use it. Though our friends in House for Tom have been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home, so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. Twould seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. Ah, but I grow forgetful in my dotage. There is something I must give you ere we part. The documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. Proof that we're wards of House Fort Tom, I assume. Those documents identify you as wards of House Fort Tom. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Fort Tom, but let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we will do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Yeah, we're not here to cause trouble. Foxy, Tataru, the city awaits. Let's go. The last thing we want to do is make lives harder for our protectors, the people who basically pulled us out of the fire. Not quite as literally as that merchant who saved us. But we'd really have nowhere to go if not for Orshfont. Look at all the people. Look at that cute bunny. God, she has a pretty glamour. And her hair is really nice too, and the face paint is really nice. Anyway. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you to the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you should see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services, before descending to Foundation's Etherite Plaza, if there are no questions. Yes, let's move on. That's a cool looking kitty. The glasses... wow. Okay. There's a lot of thigh action going on there. The glasses are a bit off, but that's a nice outfit. Anyway, let's go ahead and get moving. Ah, look at this beautiful place. The Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thordan's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thordan I to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the jeweled crozier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Elise? Elise? I'm gonna say Elise. Our master of the markets. Some of these names really get me. Particularly in Ishgard. I mean, I'll say they're not as bad as the fucking Lemenzens, but... you know. Ah, well, isn't this nice? Not a single scorched stone in sight. To watch these merchants going about their business, one would think the dragons had never attacked. If you want to buy something, let me do the talking. I could haggle for Ulda. I present to you Mistress Elise. Mayhaps you would like to say a few words. Yeah, sure. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all... Ah, wards of House Fort Tom. How very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners, should you be uncomfortable. Young sir, we do not discriminate on the matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicines, materials, whatever you desire, it can be found in the crozier. Our merchants would be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Perfect. Our next destination is the Etherite Plaza and Foundation, if everyone is ready. Okay, it looks like we'll have no problem getting supplies. Oh, I have already attuned myself to the Etherite. I trust you have as well? Yes. Do you ever just get a funny, tingling feeling when you attune to an Etherite, or is it just me? No? So it is just me. And here we have Foundation's Etherite Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Etherite, it would be wise to do so now. Nah, I'm good. How are the stats on this? They're shit, so we're gonna just take... well... yeah, we'll just take the money. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together what else can be found nearby. The Sky Steel Manufactory stands to the west. There our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The Holy Stables, where chocobos are trained for war, also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, while to the south and east, well, it would be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphino. Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have you? Take a turn down the hoplon and gawp at the statues. Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight, if your nursemaid'll let you. My humblest apologies, Master Alphino. Pray that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, Foxy. There are a few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. I can't help but agree. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too. Manservant's probably like, fuck this. Sorry, guy. We're used to dealing with all manner of people. That means you're gonna tag along with us while we check out the drunks. The Forgotten Knight. Where the common folk come to rest their heads and drown their sorrows in booze. It has appropriately somber music. Must say this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master... Gibberlant. Just Gibberlant'll do, and I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality, mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call them the Broom, if I may ask? 'Cause when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the Broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphino, I think it would be best if we returned to Fort Tom Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Miss Tataru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord, the Count, would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place, least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. Do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a gill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. Well, that settles it then. Tataru, Foxy, and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pearl if you require assistance. I will. Are you gonna be okay here, Tataru? I sure hope. Don't worry, Foxy. If there's any news of our friends, I'll find it. Yeah, that's not what I'm worried about right now. I mean, the innkeeper seems genuine, but I'm sure there's only so much power he has. Fort Tom Manor. Welcome, Mistress Games. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes, please. These guys have anything different to say? Is that... Ah, it is the smell of mead. Newly come and already sampling the delights of our taverns. Oh, yes, I like you. I like you a lot. Oh, awesome. How do you find our city? Beautiful, is it not? It is. It really is. Oh, who are you? Honorat? Or Honoro? I don't know how you would say that. Pray do not concern yourself with me, madam. How about you? Anything new to say? Nope. Count Edmont? Edmont? I don't know how you would say that. Then tell us, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet your expectations? That which I imagined pales in comparison to the reality. I feel the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by wyverns in Foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Emmerich has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you've done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphino. You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Mistress Games, I can ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed to aid Artoriel and Emanolin in their duties. I beg your pardon. I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station, and show Mistress Games the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew Gaius van Belsar and some half-dozen primals besides. She is not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand girl. If you can pardon them their impropriety, Mistress Games, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks. If you're willing, they may even learn something from you. Oof, harsh. Well, one of you is decidedly more excited than the other. You know, it's interesting, in all this talk about the Fortom family, none of these people have mentioned Orchiphant, even though he is of House Fortom. Emmanuel, I look forward to working with you, Foxy. It's going to be grand. Yes, working with you, not for you. Please look after Lord Emmanuel and Mistress Games. Oh dear. Not you. Twerell? Forgive me, Mistress Games. I was unprepared for my father's decision. Oh, it's fine. I'm sure you're just fine. 'Twould seem that we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Fortom has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. I agree. We can't use any of these, but let's take a look at them. Man, jester hats are so fucking cute. I love them. But we can't use them, so... Alright, we've got 2 quests. Let's go ahead and start with Lord Emmanuel over here. Shall we be off then, old girl? Ah, but where are my manners? Emmanuel de Fortom, second son of Count Edmund de Fortom, trueborn, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking, and you're absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. Ah, but my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true. But who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance, forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, old girl, not I. Which is why I will need your help to ensure that this business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations than our Twerell. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Ha ha! Oh, don't look at me that way, I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Halenart. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, even though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity, poor blighters. As for what precisely we'll be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloudtop. And so we shall. And we'll go ahead and leave our Lord Artwerel hanging there for a little bit. Ah, the gentle falling snow and the glow of lamplight. It's almost enough to make you feel chilly, even though I'm in Florida. Here we are. Ah, here's Lord Emmanuel. Everything has been taken care of, old girl. Simply tell the attendant when you are ready to board and away we'll go. My lord, there is still the matter of the bill. Oh dear. Are you ready to depart, madam? The airship bound for Camp Cloudtop will be leaving shortly. Let's go.
upon an airship conceived within the fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home. High into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds, a frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost, within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, she came.
Lovely, lovely. And they don't call it Camp Cloud Top for nothing. We're literally in a sea of clouds, high above the earth. I'm not sure why this place floats, but it's cool. Lord of Madeline. Awfully cold up here. I mean, Kurthus may not be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course our hero was wholly unperturbed. You don't have to maintain that strong silent persona all of the time, you know. Never mind. We need to find Lady Lynette. She's in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead, yes? Excellent. Why do I get the feeling he's carousing? Notable interesting thing here. You cannot fly in Heavensward yet. This is where flying was introduced, but, well, you'll see. Ah, here she is. I'm assuming that's how you'd say that name. Lynette? I don't know. I'm gonna say Lynette. Mistress Games, welcome. I am Sir Lynette de Helenart, commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Cloudtop. Strange though it may sound, I have long dreamed of meeting you. I'm in your debt, you see, and shall ever remain so. Were it not for you, my younger brother Francel would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Ah, okay. Lord Francel. You guys remember him, right? He was, Lord Orshafon's friend, who we saved from the asshole inquisitor who kept poking his nose in our business. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus have I been unable to seek you out. But by the grace of Halone, I have been granted an opportunity to thank my brother's savior in person, and to call upon her generous aid besides. Truly, I know not what I have done to deserve this double blessing. 'Tis a pleasure to see you again, my Lady Lynette. You cut an elegant figure as always, a steel-clad rose, equally at home on a battlefield or in a ballroom. Lord Emmanuelin, if it is not too much to ask, I should be grateful if you would allow me to finish speaking with Mistress Games. Oof. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warning of impending Javanian incursions. The high elevation afforded by the floating isles makes it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it also makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. The Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of downing all but the mightiest dragons. Alas, as you might have noticed, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts are being hampered by an indigenous beast tribe known as the Vanu Vanu, with whom we have had several skirmishes already. No beastman is a match for a man of Ishgard. Bring me a birdman and I'll show you him a thing or two. I fear much and more may be asked of you in the days to come, Mistress Games. So she is very clearly not interested in his advances. Oh, and I've leveled up. Technically now I can do my next job quest, but I'm probably going to do that in the next episode. For now, we'll continue here. Pants that are no good. While I understand Count Edmund's intentions, I would rather not waste valuable time ensuring that the young lord doesn't get trampled underfoot. True, it is entirely possible that he may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, I think it far more likely he will make a mess of things. Tell him that I would like him to keep watch for Giovannian outflyers. Then, when you have a moment to speak with his manservant in private, make it clear that it is his responsibility to keep Emmanuel from shirking his duty. So he's a bit of a bumbler. What a surprise. I must say, is it me or is the air here a bit, cold? Thin? A request from Lynette? Why didn't she think to ask me in person? Surely she must see me standing here but a few yalms away. Oh, never mind. What is it? Let's see. A mission of paramount importance, keep watch for Giovannian outflyers, or roam about and keep an eye out for anything unusual. Let's try and at least preserve this guy's dignity. Mission? Yes. Yes, of course. That is why I am here. I shall do as my lady asks. Honoro. Mistress Games. I do not believe I have properly introduced myself. My name is Honoro, and I serve at the pleasure of Lord Emmanuel. Lady Lynette would have me accompany the Lord Emmanuel on his mission? I understand completely. I will do my utmost to keep him out of harm's way. I understand you're just a squire, but you'll probably fare better than he does. Let's be perfectly honest. Were he of another house, mayhap I would not feel obligated to go to such lengths to preserve his safety and dignity. In any case, I appreciate you speaking to him for me. It would seem he actually listens to you, at least more so than others. Or mayhap you are more skilled than at this than most. I suspect you have had to humor your fair share of difficult men before. Oh yeah. Quite a few. A certain leopard print Rogadin comes to mind. Now that Emmanuel is out of harm's way, we are free to discuss matters of actual import, such as our struggles with the Vanu. We first encountered the Vanu several years ago, when we had just begun to explore the Sea of Clouds. After an exchange of pleasantries and gifts, we received permission to construct a more permanent lookout post. There was peace between our peoples for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitudes towards us changed. They began to attack our foraging parties without provocation, forcing us to rely more heavily on supplies flown in from Ishgard. But words are no substitute for first-hand experience. Go and see Sir Marielle. She could use your assistance. So the Beast Tribe started attacking without provocation. Why does that sound familiar? Man, this place is pretty. Sir Marielle? Mistress Games, I presume. Lady Lynette told me you'd be coming. I hear tell you've never faced a Vanu before. Well, spent enough time on patrol and you're sure to cross paths with them eventually. These birdmen are native to the floating isles. I say birdmen, but they're not at all like the Ixal, unless that Ixal's mother was a Gygus. Here, let me mark several locations on your map. If you discover any Vanu in these areas, kill or drive them away. It's a little bit fucked up if you think about it. They clearly lived here first. But I mean, if they went back on their word to let the Ishgardians live here. Not even live, just build fortifications and watch posts. Oh well. Hey, let's bring our friend Ludos out to play. He hasn't had any fun in a while. Ah, so these are the Vanu. Interesting little blighters. This is a good opportunity to get warmed back up in playing Paladin. Yeah, I really haven't touched this character in many months. Basically since I finished recording A Realm Reborn. The music out here is so great. It's another one that reminds me of Studio Ghibli movie. Oh. I'm hitting the wrong button. These things are literally just bat cats. I mean, look at them. I know it's hard to see, but they're legit just cats with bat wings, and they're assholes. What a sound. You steel yourself for a mighty struggle, yet find no Vanu lying in wait. Welp. How about over here? Any Vanu? There are some. Well, he's dead. And that's that. Finished with your patrol. Anything to report? Maybe it was too much to hope for a day without a skirmish. At least I can take solace in the fact that Halone has blessed us with a mighty ally. Indeed. Accepting your recent clashes with the Vanu, it cannot have escaped your notice that things here are rather peaceful, to the detriment of our garrison's discipline. Despite being built as an observation post, we have yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. That is why, as far as everyone is concerned, Camp Cloudtop is a backwater of no significance. And of course, the pride of our camp, the vaunted Protector, is in a perpetual state of needing repairs. So even were the Holy See to come under Giovannian attack, we would be unable to fly to their aid. Simply put, Mistress Games, this is where ambition comes to die. If you haven't aspirations for advancement, you'll be right at home. However, I would like to think that enthusiasm can be just as contagious as apathy. If you'll indulge me, I would have you seek out the sentries and stoke their fighting spirit. Psych them up, you might say. Oh yes. I mean, it would be so easy to just relax out here. I don't blame these people at all for feeling like there's really no reason to be excited. I mean, you're up in the clouds, it's pretty. I mean, the wildlife, it's kind of assholes, but these are seasoned knights. They've got no trouble killing giant asshole birds and bat cats, I'm sure. Oh, Emanolin. And Honoro. As you wish, my lord. Should I spy an outflyer? I will alert you immediately. Oh, so he's not even doing his job. Ooh, hello there, old girl. Signed any Vanu champions yet? No. Oh, well, let me know when you have, so I can make myself presentable for the... Oh, he's sleeping. Let's go ahead and psych him up. Isn't it an attack? What should we do? What should we do? You had me fooled there for a moment, old girl. An amusing jest, albeit a tad cruel. Surely you must realize how unsuited I am to the monotony of mere sentry duty. Yet still you tempt me with the promise of excitement. No, this won't do. This won't do at all. Lady Lynette will give me a grand mission as befits my station. Oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, after all, he's got Honoro with him, who doesn't have a weapon. Sure they'll be fine. Hello, good Sir Knight. You're looking rather grim. Why so serious? The Vanu are no real threat, and the Javanians couldn't give a fig about us. That's no... God damn it. That's no reason to lay about. Ye gods, where did that come from? Fine, if you insist, I will make an effort to be more alert. But really, I fail to see the point. We're hundreds of bombs away from the front lines, which is just the way I like it, thank you very much. I don't blame you, but at the same time, you're a knight. Try and act like one. Is there anything fluffier than a cloud? I don't know. Maybe a sheep? What? What is it? Is it the Horde? By the Fury, whatever possessed you to do that? I'm awake, worry not. After the shock you just gave me, I doubt I'll sleep for a fortnight. What was I doing? Screaming at them? Well, we psyched up the knights. Many thanks, Mistress Games. Already I can see a change in our sentry's behavior. Beg your pardon. Lord Amanelin said what? Well, I have no doubt that Lady Lynette will do her utmost to oblige him. That might not be a good thing. These are still shit. If Lord Amanelin is going to demand a more dangerous duty, then I expect Lady Lynette will want you to accompany him. Aye, you might as well speak with her sooner rather than later. There's no use avoiding the inevitable. I get the sense that they have to deal with him pretty often. Ah, there they are. I'll have you know, I trained with some of the finest instructors in Ishgard. You and me, we could march right into a Vanu stronghold and give them all what for. I mean, I could. Oh dear, and just when everything was going so well. Mistress Games, Lord Amanelin has just informed me that mere sentry duty is beneath him. I understand we have you to thank for this epiphany. I knew it was a bad idea. Well, there's nothing for it but to give him something more demanding then. Can I count on you to keep him safe? I mean, I am a tank. Excellent. We are in constant need of fresh water in Camp Cloud Top, as there are no underground sources we can tap with wells. However, there is a unique variety of crystal we have recently discovered, that may enable us to obtain water through other means. These spring crystals can be found in Forcian Siran. That's an interesting name. To the east of here. I would have you and Amanelin bring one back to us. You may have to contend with the feral beasts which populate the lakes, not to mention Vanu scouts ranging from their nearby settlements. Of course, that all pales in comparison to keeping the young lord entertained, but you have doubtless grown accustomed to that by now. Good luck and be safe. Just shirking that duty onto me, I see. Well, I did bring it about. Lady Lynette told you to tell me about my mission once again. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear she's avoiding me. Anyway, what is it? A vital mission, on the success of which the very survival of Camp Cloud Top rests, the procurement of potable water, or go and fetch a spring crystal from the floating isles to the lakes, or to the east. With me. Let's, again, preserve his dignity. Finally! It's about time she entrusted me with a mission of real import. Right then, let's go. We could be mean, but I get the sense that this guy's ego is very frail, and I don't want to hurt his feelings. His heart is clearly in the right place. It's just the rest of him is yet to follow. I had heard the minstrels' tales of these lakes, but I honestly never believed that they were real. So this is the Vorsian Siran of legend, and nary a Vanu in sight. How disappointing. I could do with some sport. I know. Well, why don't you and I make it a competition? Whoever finds a superior specimen wins. Honoro shall judge our entries in size, purity, and, say, aesthetic sensibilities. Let us begin at once. Whatever keeps you entertained. I wish he would have at least stayed within sight. Well, you should be following him. Ah, well. Alright, so we're searching for a spring crystal, something that produces fresh water. Interesting idea. I guess the ether in this place is very strong with water aspect. That's gotta be one. Yeah, there we go. It's huge. This water crystal does not appear to exhibit the properties described by Lady Lynette. Perhaps you should inspect another. Alright. Maybe this one's inert. This one's no good either. This crystal appears to be secreting a steady stream of water. Perhaps it is the spring crystal Lady Lynette seeks. Perfect. Let's go find Honoro and compare crystals. I see these serpent creatures really enjoy the abundance of water. The monster design out here is cool. These plants are really cool too. It reminds me of something out of Morrowind. Honoro. Ah, Mistress Games, have you brought your entry for the contest? We sure have. My understanding of such things is limited, but can this truly be used to draw moisture from the air like water from a pump? Fascinating. Where's Emmanuel? Uh-oh. Lord Emmanuel has been gone for an awful long time. Did you perchance see him while you were searching for your crystal? Oops, excuse me. Even he must realize the dangers of wandering too far in such a place. Mayhap I am worrying about nothing, but I must ask that you assist me in looking for him, Mistress Games. We shall find him more quickly if we split up. Pray search the southeastern area of Vorsian Siran as swiftly as you're able and rendezvous with me in the north. Farewell and good luck. What a surprise. The guy's either gone and gotten himself lost or worse. What did I expect, babysitting a little lordling like him? And I have to say, it's so good to be doing Heavensward again. It's been such a long time. And you know, I feel bad because at first I really didn't care for Heavensward. I thought it started slower than A Realm Reborn, but boy was I wrong. It only gets better as it goes. You survey the surrounding area for a time, but you see no sign of Emmanuel. That's not good. That's a giant clamshell. Damn. Alright. How about over here? Mistress Games, Lord Emmanuel has been taken by the Vanu. Oh shit. They have my lord surrounded, a whole gang of them. Please, you must come quickly. I was afraid of this. I'm not doing this, fate. Heck you. That's a foreboding totem. Here we go. Our first little instanced fight of this expansion. The Vanu must have taken him to that village. May have to present to their chieftain. I will make haste to the Rose House and tell Lady Lynette what has happened. Yet by the time I return with aid, it might already be too late. Forgive me for asking, Mistress Games, but should you spy an opportunity to sneak past the sentries and rescue Lord Amanelin in my absence, I beg you to take it. I know he can be a trifle presumptuous, and insensitive, and, well, insufferable, but he doesn't deserve this. No, we'll save him. Like I said, his heart's in the right place. Alright. Bird brains. You have something of mine. Wow, you got owned. What are you doing? Dancing? It's gonna be your last. Stupid owl beast. I think they all dance. They look so stupid. Well, nothing for it but to beat the shit out of all of them. I'm a bit over-leveled, but that's okay. I am level synced down to 52, though. You're surely going to spot me, so you get to die too. I'm assuming I'm going the right way. By the Fury, you're not going to eat me, are you? That's not what you do to prisoners, is it? Foxy, Foxy, I'm over here. Oh dear. Netherlings, come to free prisoner. Spread word like thunder and cast them into the Cloud Sea. Why is that chief? He's not hostile? Let's talk to him. There are more pressing matters at hand. Okay, cool. Oh, well, at least he's not harmed. Phew. That was thoroughly unpleasant. Netherlings sink away like guileful Gallicats. Rally warriors of Gundu. Let none escape. Well, it's your funeral. Excuse me. I believe I'm your target. Why are you all the way back there? Well, you were pathetic. Music here is really cool. Oh no, they're on him. Stop it! Oh, he's pathetic. Help has arrived, Foxy. It's Lord Orshafont. Orshafont, is that you? Thank heavens. Get us out of here. Keep him Madeline safe, Foxy. We will hold them off. Well, I'm not gonna leave you. You're our good friend, Lord Orshafont. Can you run any faster? Are you really just gonna stand in the AoE like a brand new DPS? Really? Come on. I hope somebody can heal you. Because you're kind of pathetic. Orshafont and his knight went off that way. Who's that ahead of us? With their house for Tom Knight. Uh-oh.
Reinforcements.
Anger of Honu, chief of mighty Vundo, royals like blackest storm clouds. Offer netherlings to the white. Cloud sea swells, and he comes.
Oh, good. It's a flying whale.
The white, mighty Bismarck, lord of the mists.
A flying whale? By the Fury, it's a primal. We must away.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with a primal right now. Oh, you idiot.
Damn!
It's the Enterprise.
All right, we're going in.
Aye, aye, Chief.
All aboard!
They're still doing that stupid dance. Orshafont, don't pause to look cool. Oh no. Well, that was a harrowing escape. We are all still alive. We are all of us still alive, that's what he says. My friend, let us take solace in that most simple of blessings. Indeed. Hey, Madeline. Frightened? Me? For a fleeting moment at most. Oh boy. What about Honoro? He's nowhere to be seen. Oh, that's right, he went back for help. The gods only know what might have happened had we not been able to been around to save you. No need for thanks, though. It's not as if you haven't done the same for us on a few previous occasions. Alright, more than a few. You're still a lifesaver, Sid. 'Twas but blind chance that brought us together this time, in case you were wondering. The Holy See has petitioned the Ironworks for assistance with this creation of theirs, the Protector. Apparently they just can't seem to get her flying. Anyway, I came to Camp Cloudtop to cast an eye over the ship, only to learn that you had arrived some few days before with an Ishgardian lordling in tow. Small world, I thought, just as said lordling's manservant skittered into view, babbling about his master having been captured and you risking all to rescue him. And the rest, as they say, is history. Right, well, I hate to cut short our reunion, but I am here on business after all, and the boys are already hard at work. Don't worry, old friend, we'll speak again soon, I promise. Still good to have you here, Sid. Very well, I admit it. It was an incredibly harrowing experience. I could very well have died, you know. Me, dead! On the other hand, by risking life and limb in the line of duty, I did succeed in uncovering the existence of a new primal, and that, old girl, is no small feat. I have made an historic discovery. A fact even Lady Lynette will have no choice but to acknowledge. Yes, I am rather looking forward to basking in the sunshine of her praise. Speaking of which, isn't it time we made our triumphant return? How do I look? Dashing as always, with a suitable sprinkling of dirt and sweat? Excellent. Let us return to Lady Lynette at once. Christ, you are insufferable. Even after everything he's been through, he manages to remain so optimistic. Even you struggle to find kind words for him, I see. Thank you, Mistress Games, thank you. If you had not rushed to his aid, I dare not think what would have happened. Yeah, he probably would have been dead. Praise Haloni, I feared the worst. What happened out there? A primal? Are you sure? Yet, now that I think on it, this Bismarck is reminiscent of the White Whale of Vanu legend, a massive creature said to swim in the Sea of Clouds. From what I have learned of comparable summonings, the presence of the Vanu's god would certainly explain the sudden change in their behavior toward the people of Camp Cloudtop. You mean to say that they fall under the primal influence? I recall reading of such things in the documents provided by Master Alphino. Aren't we forgetting something important, Lady Lynette? A little recognition for the hero of the hour, a few choice expressions of gratitude, respect, admiration, and so on. Why, yes, you are right, of course. Mistress Games deserves all that and more for having risked her life to rescue such an esteemed personage. Well, if there is naught else to discuss, I would depart for Ishgard forthwith. The Holy See and the Temple Knights must be informed of this new threat without delay. But of course, Mistress Games, you have done more than enough here. Pray return to Ishgard with Lord Orshafant and give my warmest regards to the Count. So that's it then. No more forays into enemy territory? Very well, I can see my services are no longer needed. Take care, Lady Lynette. May our next meeting take place under more felicitous circumstances. He never gives up. All's well that ends well, eh? To the airship landing, then. We can speak on the journey home. Yeah, I'd much rather spend that ride with you, Lord Orshafant. I confess I have always been rather fond of airship travel. The chill of the wind upon your face, the warmth of the blood pumping in your veins from the excitement. I find the whole experience indescribably invigorating. Or mayhap it is the simple joy of having cheated death yet again. Haha! In any event, I must make for the congregation and inform Sir Emmerich of all that has occurred. Emmanuel should have returned to the manor by now. Why not go and see if he's recovered from his ordeal? Oh, I'm sure he'll claim he has. Back in the warmth. My lord the Count was utterly beside himself, Mistress Games. 'Tis a mercy you were not here to witness it. Oh dear. Oh, it's you, Foxy. Oh, did he have to strike me so hard? Father, he did not approve of how I handled matters in Camp Cloud Top, how I endangered the lives of others through my own recklessness and incompetence. It's not easy playing the hero, is it? Not everyone is suited to it. Well, maybe he's learned a thing or two. So it looks like we're all finished up with Lord Emmanuel's chores, as it were. Bit of a harrowing experience, and a new primal. But we're going to pause for now. I hope you guys are enjoying the intro to Heavensward. There's much more yet to come. We're going to help out Lord Artwarel over there, behind that rather gaudy flower arrangement. So until I see you again, my name is Foxy Games. Bye.